Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Canon EOS photographer, Randall M. See, I have a Canon camera, prove it. Today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about Canon quality. There are a lot of other manufacturers that make quality cameras, like Nikon and Sony and Panasonic, but for me, Canon's the best. Good images, good quality build. Just love it. Obviously, this isn't the camera I wish I had. I wish I had a 1DX or, more importantly, a 1DC. Because I want the top of the line. This is no longer top of the line by any stretch. It doesn't do video. It does 8 megapixels, 3.5 frames per second. So it's far from the fastest, far from the highest resolution, and it's far from the highest ISO. The ISO only goes up to 1600. So by today's standards, this puppy's old. Because the 1DX and the 1DC can do ISOs of up to 52,500 or something like that. It's over 52,000. But having said that, I can't afford those. Like, if I could afford a 1DC, I'd have one. But what I want to talk about is quality. Now, we've stated that this is out of date, old by today's standards, but nonetheless, it's still quality. I mean, it still really is quality. Now, I've had this. This is the 580EX flash. You can adjust it all kinds of ways. You can bounce it and turn it and rotate it, and even do a 180 on it. So you can do a lot of options. It's got a 45, a 60, and a 75 degree. You probably don't be able to see that writing on there where it says 65. I don't know if you can or not. But right here it has markings for 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 75 degrees. And basically the speed of this flash is limited by the batteries that you have in it. If you have this plugged into, it's got an accessory thing right here where you can plug it into a high power battery pack or a wall outlet, and if you do that, you can just fire flashes off like they're like it's crazy. But I don't have a high power battery pack, and I don't plug it into the wall because I'm hand holding everything. So what I have to do is use batteries. Now I use rechargeable batteries because it's cheaper, and you can recharge them literally hundreds of times. But they're not as fast as if I would plug it into this. So it's really, when it comes to this flash, the quality of this flash, it's more about the power supply than it is the flash. Because this will fire off hundreds of flashes, boom, 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 if you're hooked up here to a high power battery supply or into your wall. The batteries right here do not recycle the flash quite as fast. So that's one of the disadvantages to using only the batteries, 4 AA batteries. Even if you use good batteries like Energizer or Duracell or recyclables like I do, the quality is not in. I mean, the quality is in the flash. So it really, you see on TV all the time those those people that do, big press events like at the Oscars or the Academy Awards or the Golden Globes. And you sit there, see a man go. Now this flash will do that if I had a good power supply. It will do that if I turn the power down on the flash. It'll do that too. But to do it consistently, I would have to, like if I was going to shoot, sitting here shoot for like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, just boom, 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 boom. I would have to get some kind of one of those, straps with battery supplies, with a big chunk batteries, or plug it into the wall. So the flash itself is high quality. It's not, when it comes to the power of the flash, it's not the power of the flash. It's again the power source of the flash. So you're using batteries wall plug-in or a huge battery. The build quality of the flash itself is very good. It is plastic, but on the outside, but overall it's very good. So I highly recommend it. They've got the 580. This is the 580EX. They have a 580EX2, and I think the current model is the 600 RT. I think RT is for radio transmitter, but the 600 is the current version. Nonetheless, this is still very good. Very high quality, made by Canon, expertly made. Can't say enough about it. I've had this for years and years and years, and it works great. It holds up, no problem. Next, let's talk about the quality of this Canon camera. Now, this is not a Canon lens. I wish it was. I couldn't afford the 28-300 in Canon because it's like $2,500. So I got 28-300 that's like $400. And as you can see, this grippy part right here is starting to pull off because it's so old that the glue and stuff is just not holding up like it should. If I was a Canon, I wouldn't have that problem. But overall, it's not bad. It's got an autofocus and manual switch right here. You've got a lens lock, so you can, when it's down all the way, you can lock it in place. And it's got a 77mm UV zero filter on it for protection. And so, while it's not bad, I'd rather have a Canon lens. But it does a good job. It's okay. I can't really complain a whole lot. But I do because it's... But let's talk about the Canon camera itself. The camera, pop-up flash, the battery grip. The only problem I have with this, other than the design of it, I'll talk about that in a minute. The only problem I have with the camera part itself, I've never had a single problem as far as it working, with one exception. If you're outside in hot weather, it kind of, really, really hot, warm weather, like 100 degrees or more, it can get to a point where it'll stop working. But I've had that happen several times. If it gets really hot outside, it just doesn't, it wants to stop. And what it'll do, you'll be taking pictures, and your battery will be fine. The only thing it'll just stop, and it'll have some little writings right here, which means you can tell it's not doing anything. So what you gotta do is basically just flip it off. 1, 2, 3. Flip it back on, and it's good to go. And that's all you gotta do. That's the only problem I've ever had with the camera itself, okay? Been very reliable. Of course, I take care of my gear, but it's been very reliable, and it's very, very well built. Obviously, it's not as well built as the 1DX or the 1DC, or any of the 1D series bodies, because it's, but you gotta pay a lot more for those. So, you get what you pay for. Now, secondly, I love the grip. The battery grip is BG-E3. I think I paid $250 for it. They had one that was $100. That was a non-Canon brand, and I didn't want to get that. I wanted to get the Canon brand because I have experience with the Canon gear holding up good. Now, let me talk, as far as the battery grip goes itself, very good. The buttons are great. The control dials here, they're great. The stuff in the back is great. All that I love. Here's my problem with the battery grip. Pull it out. And there's, as far as what it's designed to do, it's excellent. But here's my problem with the battery grip. 2 batteries. There's room right here. If Canon were redesigning this, or were to redesign it, which I hope they do eventually, there is room for a 3rd battery. Okay? A little bit of space yet. Canon can design it to hold 3 batteries instead of just 2. If you did it that way. Or, if you designed it this way, where the batteries went in this way, it'd be a little bit taller and a little bit bigger, which is fine by me. A lot of people would gripe, but you could put 6 batteries in, and that would last a really long time. Hold on, my screensaver just kicked in. Okay, so you could put 6 batteries in that in this way, and of course you have to make the battery grip a little bit taller this way. But nonetheless, that would be awesome. 6 batteries. You know how long that would last before I had to recharge anything? That would be awesome. That would weigh a little bit more. Yeah, sure. But not that much. I mean, when you consider the weight of this, these aren't very much. So to go from this weight of 2 batteries to triple that, 6 batteries, would not be a whole lot of weight when you're in the big picture. Now, for some people, it would be, but when you consider the weight gain to the benefits of having that much power, or the long-lasting power, I would take the long-lasting power any day. Personal opinion. But there it is. So you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that would be awesome. That would last a long time. I love the main reason I love the battery grip. One is for the extended power, and the second is for the grip itself. Because I like holding, when I take horizontals, I like to do it this way. Sometimes I do horizontals, I just do it this way. But if you're doing horizontals for a while, you definitely want to, you know, it's not bad if you're doing horizontals, you flip it this way for a few shots. It's not bad, it doesn't bother you. But after a while, if you're doing horizontals for a while, or you're getting ready to set up a horizontal, and it's going to be there for a while, you definitely want the side grip. So the battery go back in. And are these Canon? No, these aren't actually Canon batteries. Is this one a Canon? I think some of them are. I've got like 6 of them. So I think some of them are and some of them aren't. But I know one came with a camera. So I know at least one of them is. But I haven't had any problem with them as far as the batteries. But the physical quality, there's metal on the inside part of it. There's the plastic is really thick. It's not like thin plastic, so it's high durability. There's a metal plate on the bottom. It's very high quality. And like I said, you boom, 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 boom. And this is great. Canon makes good stuff. So, of course, you got your CF card. He doesn't do SD cards, which to me is no big deal. So I don't need one card. I mean, 8 gigabytes. This is an 8 gigabyte card from Kingston. I've never been to an event where I shot 8 gigabytes with 8 megapixels. Now, if I had a higher resolution camera like the 1DX and 1DC, where I could shoot more frames per second, and the resolution was a lot higher, like this is only 8 megapixels. If I had something that shot 18 megapixels or 21 megapixels, or the new 5DS and 5DSR shoot 50.6 megapixels. If I was shooting 50.6 megapixel photos, this would fill up a lot faster. And I probably wanted a bigger card. But I went to the biggest event I shot, where I shot the most. Let me rephrase that. Not the biggest event, but the event where I shot the most photos. I shot like 4,500 pictures. I mean, that was a lot of pictures. And it filled up like over 3/4 of it. So it's not even close to being filled up. So, no problems there. So, I've never had a single issue with the Kingston cards, or any card as far as a CF card as far as that goes. But the camera works great. Like I said, the only physical problem I've ever had is sometimes the camera will getting too hot. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why it does it. I think part of it's because of heat. Normally when it happens, it's outside, but not always. But like I said, what you gotta do is if it does that, it'll have a little thing right here that says, just has some lines to it. It lets you know that, hey, I'm not working. So all you gotta do is just, in that case, just turn it off. Count to 1, 2, 3. Turn it back on. Boom, you're ready to go. Now, that's an inconvenience if you're doing it right in the middle of shooting something. But that's really been my only complaint. Other than I wish it was faster and higher ISO and higher resolution. Things that I really shouldn't complain about this camera. So, it has lasted me a long time. One more thing I will gripe about, though. See how this door right here? It's a mechanism, piece of metal. That's what they need to do over here for this port right here. Now, I never use the video out, a remote control, or digital in out. I never use any of these. Okay? In fact, I've only used the video out once. That's like years and years ago. I don't use a remote control. Like I said, I don't use it. But if they're going to do this, what happened is I glue gunned this closed. Okay, what happens is there's a little plastic flap right here, and as you do this, time and time again with a plastic flap. This is a metal bar in there. It's got a nice mechanism. Over here, it's just plastic, and that plastic will wear out eventually. That's just the way it is. I mean, it doesn't matter how good you take care of it. That plastic is going to become dry and brittle and crack eventually. That's the way it is. So if it had a mechanism like this, it would last a lot longer, be a lot better, and that's what they need to do over here. Okay, so that's what I would recommend. So that's another gripe. So my main gripes are just, you know what, are the door right here, the way they arrange the batteries in the battery grip, and that's about it. I mean, I really can't complain. I've taken a lot of pictures of this. And the autofocus isn't as fast, and there's some that don't turn out a lot of... the autofocus system on this is not the best. That's another problem I have with it. It's not the best. So that's a complaint too. But it does okay. That's why I take a lot of pictures. I mean, if I'm going to shoot a picture of, say, my water bottle here with my generic Mountain Dew in it, I'm not just going to take one picture. I'm going to take 5 or 10. Just, you know, because unlike film days, with digital, it doesn't cost anything for the most part. So it's a lot. Trust me. Don't get me started about film. I don't know why anybody shoots film anymore from an expense point of view. But the Canon camera is excellent quality. When this came out, it was still middle grade, but it has lasted me a long time. This is over 10 years old. So, it's lasted a long, again, I take care of my equipment, but it's lasted me a long time. And if you take care of your equipment, it will last you a long time. But there are some things that need to be improved. You can see this little varnish stuff right here. See where some part of it's shiny and part of it's dull. That's because the shiny stuff has worn off over time. I mean, that's just me sitting here, you know, holding it, and my hands sweating, and you know, it happens. But overall, the camera's, I mean, it works. It does everything it's supposed to do. This camera works as good now as the day I bought it over 10 years ago. And it does everything it's supposed to do. I mean, I have never had to take this camera in for repairs of any kind. You know what I'm saying? The only problem, like I said, was if I have a problem with this camera, turn it off, wait 3 seconds, turn it back on, boom, it's ready to go. I mean, I can't complain. I have not had, other than my some design issues. There's things I wish it was made a different way. But as far as it being what it's supposed to do and supposed to be, it's really good. It's really high quality. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So I would highly recommend this camera and Canon cameras in general. And that's why I'm Canon EOS photographer RandallMRueff, because I love what they make. I wish I could afford new and better equipment, because this is very old by today's standards. And I could do a lot more things if I had some more expensive lenses and some more expensive cameras and newer equipment. But for now, you know what they say, the best camera you have is the one you have with you. And right now, this is the one I have with me. So, with that in mind, I'll just say Canon makes great stuff. And I'm really glad to have what I have. Includes flash. So, there you have it. Until next time, I'm Canon EOS photographer RandallMRueff, saying thanks for watching. Have a good day. May God bless you. And as always, keep taking those pictures. Bye.